Welcome back to season 2 of Navigating Growth. We know that it's been a minute, it's been a while. This will actually be our first video of 2026.
Indeed, it's been like what, 3 months, I think.
Yes, it's been 3 months. So welcome to Navigating Growth season 2. And finally, we've come into the new year, which is 2026. It's been a great year so far. Yes, it's been really at least for me personally. I cannot speak for others, but for me, it's been quite like a great year. And at the beginning of every year, everyone comes in with a lot of expectations. They come with a New Year's resolution. There's always like something that people are looking forward to. And I remember there was a time, I think it was the first Sunday of the year, you were actually teaching. And one thing that stuck with me was when you say that this year there'll be a lot of talkers and less doers. Oh, yeah. I was like, oh my God, may you not in me, Lord. Yes.
Yeah, indeed, definitely. You're going to have a lot of people. I literally have a book here, which I'm going to speak about. Whilst we were just praying before we started, it just struck to my spirit that I should open the book, and I had it there, so I just thought to bring it out. Obviously, you're going to have a lot of talkers, a lot of planners, but less doers, and it's a natural thing a lot of people, do. For example, last year when we started season 1, we just, jumped right in. We didn't care too much about anything. We planned, we had the first planning meeting, but we didn't leave it at planning. We then began to execute. We didn't even know we're going to have that episode with Apostle Lawrence Oyo. Do you get what I mean? Which happens to be like the highest view of viewing on the channel. So thank you guys for watching all of those episodes. There's about 10 episodes from season 1, and we're hoping to rotate the same for season 2. And then so since we had him on the last episode as a special guest, possibly we might keep that trend, for season 2. We might travel somewhere, we might host someone, or we might get someone locally, and then we can speak to them as well. So yeah, I personally, it's part of what we're going to talk about today. There's definitely going to always be a lot of talkers than a lot of doers. That's what differentiates people. The Bible says, show me your faith without words, and I'll show you my faith by my words. It's talking about your ability to do, your ability to do certain things. One of my friends always says something. He said, when God tells him how high should, when God tells him to do something, he says, when God tells him to jump, his response to God is how high. Do you get what I mean? And then he goes ahead to jump. That's just like a metaphor to explain, if God asks you to do something, just go for it. Do it. Yeah.
Yeah, that is so true. And one thing that's I learned at the beginning of this year is that, it's important for us to have some sort of accountability partners. Like you look for someone that you truly like trust and rely, not just anybody, right? Because you can't just throw your plans out there, but like speak to someone and tell them that, you know what, these are the plans that I have for this year. Can you please help to make sure that I actually do these things and accomplish them? Because that also puts pressure on you, like as a person, like now that someone knows what you're ought to do and like everything. So I believe that, having accountability partners is something that we should try to do like as much as we can this year.
Yeah, if you don't want accountability partner, just know you're under an attack. That's literally. If you feel like you want to plan your life, you want to do certain things, especially big things, and you don't want people to be accountable for you, or you don't want to be accountable to people, you're literally under an attack, because there's going to be, the storms will come, moments of doubt will come into your life where you just feel like, I don't want to do this thing anymore. And you need an accountability partner that's going to jinx you to say, you need to do this. This is what you said you wanted to achieve. One of the best things to do when looking for accountability partners is people who can help you see the end before the beginning even starts. And what that looks like is people who can tell you, okay, I want to start this business. You're probably going through a challenge and they come to tell you, are you aware you're going to make maybe $10,000 at the end of this business? They've seen the end before the beginning. So stuff like that. So it's not just about finding anyone that will remind you, oh, you need to do this, you need to do this. You're probably not even going to listen to them. Many times it's also better to even find people of authority who can become like an accountability partner for you. But if you don't want to go that extreme, because it is an extreme, you can find your simple friends, people you have common things with, and one of the best ways is if you're also their accountability partner. So if they are pushing you here, you push them here. Do you get what I mean? So yeah, I think definitely accountability partners are a 100% recommendation for the new year if you do want to achieve great things, and you don't want to just be a talker or a doer.
Yeah, that is so right. And one thing that people well, at least for me, one thing that's sometimes I struggle with is the fact that I can write certain things down, and those things can seem to be not quite realistic. Like, let's say that I plan to achieve a certain amount of money in my business, and I look at my business and I'm like, how am I going to do this, right? And I'm just inspired to get there. But then, like, how can people find themselves actually executing like these plans that they have, like beyond what they've written, because like people come into the new year with date expectations, but like how do they actually get to do these things?
Obviously, execution over inspiration. It doesn't mean inspiration is not good. It's extremely good to plan. It's extremely good to sit down. Bible says, sit down, write the vision down, make it plain, so that he who sees it will run with it. So, for example, like, I don't remember what year this was, but this was when I first started YouTube. Even at the back, I literally put like the YouTube logo, YouTube, and then my name. But out of this book, it's literally, I started from the beginning and then at the end it's finished. But guess what? I didn't do all the ideas here because I was a talker, I wasn't a doer before. I would always overthink things. I would never sit down to execute. One of the things that actually made me not execute a lot was because I lacked certain knowledge to execute some of the great ideas I had. And I never went for the knowledge. One of the things that made me not execute was because I didn't have an image of possibilities. I didn't have someone I was looking up to say that they've done this, so I could probably even reach out to them and ask questions, and then they make things easier for me. Another reason was because I didn't have certain kinds of resources, whether it's human resource, whether it's financial resources or materialistic resources in the sense of like equipment and stuff like that. And some of these ideas was really good, and I'm a perfectionist, so I'm that type of person that if I'm not going to do it well, then I would rather not do it. So all of those different things, my personality and stuff, like being a perfectionist, was also like a limitation for me. But then it comes to a point where you realize if you get to heaven and then God is trying to say to you, well done, good and faithful servant, he's not going to say that to you because you had great ideas in your head. He's going to say to you because you did it. It's not just by setting an alarm to say you're going to evangelize every week. Did you actually step out to do that? A great intention is different from execution. Yeah. Do you get what I mean? So I'm personally of the opinion, for example, one of the videos that I have here is a reaction of how people behave. I can't read my handwriting, imagine. But whatever it is I was trying to say, but I know I didn't do this video, and neither did I do this one on the next page. Probably from this book, it's filled up with a lot of ideas, 80 pages, a lot of ideas, 80 pages, 80 ideas. I probably only did 5 of those videos. Do you get what I mean, But then I've come to a different point where now I have lots of ideas, but I step out to actually do them. Whether it be in my personal life, in my career, in anything that I'm doing. I love to plan. Planning is essential because it gives you like hope for the accomplishments you're going to achieve. But like, it doesn't stop at fun. You need to, be a doer. The glory of God only rests on those who do things.
That is all right. And as you're speaking, it just reminded me of the story of Abraham, when God told Abraham that I will, and you will go to a land that I will show you. Yeah. And Abraham, he just went. He said, God will leave me. It's okay, but he stepped out, like he didn't just sit down and say, oh my goodness, God is going to take me somewhere. No, he stepped out, And yeah, like I feel like that is something that we need to get on to, like this year. Just step out, just do it, And also, it's important for us to like kind of like measure your progress, like don't just sit down and just go to the end of the year and measure your progress at the end of the year. Like do it like constantly, so you also put more pressure on yourself. Like, do you get? So I feel like that's something that people should do, like measure your progress like as much as you can. If it's weekly, do it weekly. Like let's say that you're trying to save a certain amount of money per month, so it means that you must measure that progress weekly. So you get to the end of the month and you have that certain amount of money that you're trying to save monthly. So it is important that you constantly measure your progress, and even that accountability partner that you have, make sure that they also do that on your behalf, like how far
have you gone?
Yeah, exactly.
I think you're right. Even when it comes to like your psychology, in terms of your personal improvement, because that's one of the things a lot of people lack. It's not just even about setting goals to like make money only or to become a better Christian, for example. But you also need to learn to set goals to become a better person. I always say there's a lot of wicked people in the world. There's a particular Bible verse I love to paraphrase. It says the heart of man is desperately wicked, always looking for bad things to do. So like you need to set clear goals. For example, we've got 12 months in a year. Let us imagine if you like to read books, for example, or you can read books. You could say you want to read 12 books this year. That just means one book every month. But let's imagine you're someone who doesn't like to read. You can say you want to read, say, 4 books in a year. That's one book in 1 quarter. 1 quarter comprises of 3 months. So one book every 3 months, or 6 books in a year. One book every 2 months. You get what I mean? So you need to set clear metrics, realistic metrics as well, so that you can basically hit the targets that you sort of, have. And one other thing that's very important is systems are greater than goals. Systems are better than goals. You're better off setting the right system that will help you get to the goals, which is like your accountability partner, just like you said as well, setting measurements and metrics to help you get to the goals.
That is so true. And I believe that, it's important that, you stop talking too much. Oh, I'm going to do this year, I'm going to do, because once you say that, now they are waiting to see, has she done it or not, So, stop announcing and start doing.
Yes.
That is that. So, yes, I believe that, this is all for now, right? And we thank you so much for joining this first episode of this second season. And we hope that you're going to leave your comments, you're going to drop your like, and you're going to subscribe and share this video. By the way, guys, our host over here, he dropped a song. I'm getting bigger as I pray. So yes, guys.
That's actually, thank you guys for listening to that song.
Yes.
It's actually doing amazingly well. I'm really excited to see a lot of people's response to the song. For me, it's a declaration. It's not just like, great music. When you sing that song, they're supposed to have an experience. I posted something on my Instagram the other day and I said, no matter how many times you've listened to this song, listen to it one more time, close your eyes, and try to envision what you're saying. I'm getting bigger, the chains that were holding me down are breaking off now as I pray. What that does is to make you understand that you do need to be praying a lot, so that if there will be any chains that could probably be limiting your destiny, they break off as you pray. The concept of bigger, a lot of people that might be carnally minded might be thinking the concept of bigger is you're getting bigger, you're getting richer, you're getting this, you're getting that. But the concept of bigger means you are expanding to a point and you're building so much capacity to a point where the limitation the devil or the cap that the devil has put over you is no longer your size. So it belongs to the older version of you, sort of thing. So yeah, thank you guys for streaming that. And also make sure you guys go back to watch all of the previous episodes that we have. It would help you go on this journey of, when we say navigating growth, we're not trying to tell you we are trying to navigate growth, even if we are as well. But it also has to do for you as well. So when you listen to those topics, you get to hear our point of view. And then leave your point of view as well in the comments. And I think we're going to start giving a good shout out to a lot of people. I think we should give a shout out to someone who was very supportive from the first season, Sarah. So thank you so much for the support and all of the effort you put into. I think we're going to start doing that moving forward every single episode. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.